Welcome back, learners. In this session, we are going to discuss further methods of performance appraisal. Those are BARS and MBO, that is Management by Objective and Behaviorally Anchored Rating Scales. So, in the last section, we had seen 360-degree appraisal and also the balance scorecard. These further two are in the list. And these two methods are widely used, especially this method MBO. When the objectives are decided by the higher management and they are passed on to the subordinates to be achieved, there often happens that those objectives are not meeting the personal objectives of the employees as well. Because as we have seen, there has to be very less gap between the organizational objectives and the employees' personal objectives. This is because the larger the gap, there will be conflicts arising out of it. Because if someone asks you to do something which is of not your interest, which is not giving you any value, which is not giving you any benefits and which is not interesting you but only burning out your energy, this will not be interesting for you for a longer period. So, management by objectives has a purpose that management by objectives. So, it's not objectives as per the management but the management by whatever objectives have been decided. And here the difference from other methods or practices is these objectives are decided by the superiors and subordinates together and they call it as KRAs, key result areas. Now these key result areas are decided by all of them together, and then after these objectives they come to a conclusion that yes, they will make an action plan, they will determine who will do what and in how much period what can be achieved. So these are basically nothing but the discussions going on or in between the team members and the team leaders, and then they will decide for their each team that what they can contribute, because obviously the mission statements and goal statements will tell that what a company needs to achieve, but it is also those human assets who are performing here and who are contributing their efforts to achieve those goals. So the very benefit of this is it becomes easy for all of them to work according to their interest and also according to their capabilities. So not less or more than what are the standard expectations, the performances are achieved here. Management by objectives was derived by Peter Drucker in 1961, where he said that to avoid the feelings of unfair judgments or more the higher standards than the capabilities of the employees, those can be avoided if those employees are already asked what they can contribute, what are their strengths and weaknesses that can be told to them, and then they can tell you yes, they can perform these many things. And as a team also, so it also brings in the team spirit, understanding each other, accepting each other's opinions, respecting them, and also taking a combined decisions, which throughout the fulfillment of the objectives maintains a team spirit. So what this MBO is all about? So it avoids the feeling of unfair judgments. It is usually done on an yearly basis, and there are 3 steps I can quote here. Those are discuss, develop and define. Discuss within the team, define what you can do and decide that what action plans will be there. So the goals and objectives for each individual, team, division and also the organizations are decided here through this process. So discuss, develop, define. Discuss, develop the plans and define them and then evaluate them. So compare these performances on the basis of KRAs. So what are these KRAs first? So how much an individual can do, what a team is expected to do, how a division will contribute and how the organization will achieve its objectives. This is what level by level is decided. So for an individual also the goals are decided, and for every team and division also. This is very popular with the popular company, the topmost company, that is Infosys and TCS. So TCS is practicing this method wherein for every individual they have their goals. Even the Google is practicing this method. So what are the prerequisites if this method has to be implemented effectively? Well, you can say that yes, the team has achieved its objectives through MBO method. So certain prerequisites consider that, as we are discussion has to be there, and if that every team member is ready or not has to be assured. So ensuring the acceptance of the defined goals by the whole team is the first requisite. Otherwise, they will not be performing it. Secondly, identifying the key result areas. KRAs are identified. So when person is saying yes, it has to be defined what exactly he is going to do. So KRAs are decided for each of the levels, and see, like independent, individual, department, team, and so on. And there has to be a breakups for short-term and long-term goal. Remember, this is done on an yearly basis. Sometimes within the teams they can also again bifurcate it or split it into small weekly or monthly goals. So determine the action plan. So how these goals will be achieved, so what action will actually have to be taken, that is there. And also the counseling of employees happens through strengths and weaknesses. So sometimes it is just because of in the flow of this team spirit, one may agree to the objectives which are beyond his capabilities, or it may also happen that some person is not believing in himself but he is capable. In those cases, these employees are told their weaknesses and strengths, and this happens through an interview process. So performances interviews are happening here, and then they are told what they can do or how they can achieve or what support system they will require, and this is followed. So this is about appraisals. So when the targets are set and employees meet, when their targets have to be evaluated, those are evaluated on the basis of what KRAs were set. So if the KRA is setting that one person in one day will perform 100 tasks, so those 100 tasks have been achieved or not, that can be checked. Right? So this 100 is a standard set through KRAs, and actual performance, whether the person has done 100 tasks below them or above them, that can be identified and compared. So this is how the performances happen. So here performance appraisal is given to an individual on the basis of KRAs he has achieved. Another method is BARS, that is behaviorally anchored rating scales. These rating scales talk about sentences, statements or sentences which are effective or non-effective kind of nature, or which displays whether the task is effective or not, and that effectivity is rated. I have given one example here. I haven't mentioned sentences here, but the scale looks like this. So they have a scale. Usually they use a Likert point scale where 7 points are there. So as you can see, 4 is the average here, and 7 is talking about extremely good, where 1 is talking about extremely poor. So from extremely poor to extremely good, 7 kind of sentences for each will be defined, and these statements are noted for that particular thing, for particular attribute or quality. So I can say whether the candidate was able to cope up with the difficult situation, or his performance in the difficult situation was. So it was extremely good, poor or extremely, so that can be rated, and collectively the total rating points are measured and they are compared with the KRS. So the here the range of descriptive statements is given and the scales define these statements of effective and ineffective behavior. Friends, you have to remember here we are talking about behavior. So how one will behave. So how to frame these sentences if you are an HR manager and somewhere for small or big organization, you have to understand it, or it's up to you if you have to frame these sentences, so how you will frame them. So you have to frame in that way that extremely poor, what behavior will describe something as extremely poor, that has to be mentioned here, and for the same thing task, what can be the extremely good performance. So any statement expressing a good performance has to be described here, and so on. So the range is from 1 to 7 and these points are to be rated. So these are the two methods wherein we can say the performance can be given to or appraised for the employees. So this is giving you a graph. Merits and demerits of these are quite exact. You can find out what is the exact performance of the candidate and you can rate accordingly. But for every candidate or every employee, undertaking this rating scale or bars is time consuming. It is giving you more insight, more exact or fairer picture, but it takes a lot of time, and that is why bars has its own demerits in this sense. And also the manipulations may happen into these, that if the person is knowing the range, he may or the superior may take on his good performances instead, even if he is performing not so well. So bars and MBOs we have discussed so far about these methods. Try to find yourself, if you observe these kind of methods anywhere, try to search such companies who are practicing these methods and compare yourself. If you are able to understand them, if you are having any queries, then come back to the given address, email ID in this video, and we can discuss further. So until and unless I bring you the next management lesson, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.